The Election Commission has announced the dates for the Bihar polls. There is going to be an election in 5 phases beginning the middle of October, and counting will take place on the 8th of November.
Bihar will vote in 5 phases through the festival season, from the 12th of October to the 5th of November, and the results will be declared on the 8th, just ahead of Diwali. But just hours before the Election Commission announced the dates, the centre and state governments announced stops for Bihar. A Bihar power plant will be supplied more coal, saving the state 1,500 crore rupees annually.
बिहार की जनता को जो बिजली के दर हैं, वो सालाना 1500 करोड़ रुपए की बचत मिलेगी.
The centre also announced a 6% hike in dearness allowance of all employees, of which an estimated 3 lakh are voters in Bihar. Coincidentally, both centre and state had exactly the same idea.
हमारे यहाँ का जो पॉलिसी डिसीजन है पूर्व से ही है.
Mulayam Singh Yadav Samajwadi Party has pulled out of the alliance last moment, upset over the seats it was offered to contest. And the Muslim face of the RJD has rebelled. The BJP, using Prime Minister Narendra Modi as its face, hasn't yet been able to sort out seat sharing with the allies. The government also used the hours before the Model Code of Conduct to announce key programs. The government announced the start of its gold bond plan, appealing to people to deposit gold and save the nation money.
घर पे व्यर्थ रखना जो ना आपके काम आए ना किसी देश के काम आए, तो अगर इसको बैंकिंग सिस्टम में डाल दिया जाता है, उसके ऊपर जो ब्याज दर तय होगी, वो ब्याज भी आपको मिल जाएगा.
Another move, 100% FDI was allowed for non-banking firms to set up ATMs. But the government officially announced it had little hope of passing the goods and services tax, the tax reform which would effectively make India a single market with one tax.
Our draft legislations are almost ready. The only veto is the right to disturb the Rajya Sabha so that the chairman can adjourn it.
जीएसटी का विरोध नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो हमारे नॉन नेगोशिएबल 3 मुद्दे हैं, उन मुद्दों पर एड्रेस करें.
With a tight model code of conduct in force now, can the Modi government push through tough economic reforms in the next 2 months?
Politically, the Modi-Amit Shah duo are under pressure to win Bihar, especially after the loss in Delhi, and keeping in mind that in the Lok Sabha elections in 2014, the vote share of the BJP and its allies was lesser than that of the opposition in Bihar, an opposition that has now united. With Rahul Srivastav and Arunachalam Vaidyanathan in New Delhi, in Patna, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Well, certainly the most watched election in a very long time, and one that's going to have a huge national impact as well. What is at stake for India as far as the Bihar poll is concerned? What will the impact be? Is it a litmus test for Narendra Modi as well as for Nitish Kumar? We've still got our party spokespersons with us. They're smiling now. Shekhar Gupta and Bharat Bhushan are 2 commentators tonight, and Pawan Verma of the JDU also joining us this evening. Let me begin with you, Pawan Verma. What is at stake for Nitish Kumar in this election? Would you say, in a sense, a really make-or-break election for him, coming after such a terrible performance in the Lok Sabha polls, so much at stake, perhaps a prestige battle? In a sense, he's campaigning against Narendra Modi. Is it a make-or-break poll for him?
No, I don't believe polls are a make-or-break one, but it's a very important election, because I believe what is at stake are 2 counter-narratives. Certainly the narrative that we wish to present to this country includes good governance and economic development, of which Mr. Nitish Kumar is a living symbol, and along with it an economic plan which incorporates social justice and inclusive growth, so that the fruits of development reach the poorest of the poor, as against the exceptionally elitist economic planning that this government has. And all of this in an atmosphere where there is religious and social harmony. Because as Mr. Nitish Kumar has said many times, it's easy to form a government. It's far more difficult to run a nation. So there are 2 counter-narratives at stake here. And we propose to try and push the narrative which we believe is good for our country. And to that extent, this election is an important one.
And you would concede it's a prestige battle, Modi versus Nitish, even though Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister?
No, it is certainly a prestige battle between Mr. Modi and Mr. Nitish Kumar, but I want to ask, is Mr. Narendra Modi planning to take additional charge as Chief Minister of Bihar? In Patna, you see hoardings of Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. Where is the Chief Ministerial candidate?
That's a good question.
Is Gujarat going to run Bihar?
Nalin Kohli, is that a risky strategy that the BJP is adopting? You've got the Prime Minister as the face of the campaign. You don't have a chief ministerial candidate. And if the BJP doesn't do well in Bihar, the blame will go to Mr. Modi and Amit Shah. So is that a risk that you take by making him the face of the campaign? Or has that been thought out?
Before I get to Bihar specifically, between 2014 and 2019, I'm predicting every election that comes, whether it was Delhi right up to the last one in 2018, which will be the various states of the BJP, this question will always be asked, that because Mr. Modi is our Prime Minister, because Mr. Modi is so charismatic, popular, and every time the BJP uses him for campaign, is it a prestige battle and a risky thing? We are entitled to want whoever is our most primary vote catcher in that sense to take him out there and request him to campaign for us. I don't see anything wrong with that. And nor is every election going to be a litmus test on the central government. The central government still finishes its term only in 2019. Certainly, every political party, whether it's JDU, whether it's RJD, Congress, anyone else, is entitled to want to win every election. It's rare that every party will win all elections. Now let's come to Bihar specifically. In Bihar, Mr. Pawan Verma ji is speaking about a narrative. Our question is going to be before the voters, what is that narrative? That when Mr. Nitish Kumar, in the company of the BJP, fought to eliminate the governance of or the misgovernance of Lalu Prasad Yadav, today when he joins hand is with them, is that the narrative they want to bring back, which Bihar wanted to rid itself, and it popularly used to call it the Jungle Raj. It's as simple as that. Pawan Verma ji feels that the central government is elitist. I am unable to understand when 10 crore ordinary people go for insurance schemes or 17 crore open accounts or subsidy people give up for the poor. How is it an elitist government? But that is, of course, only in the realm of rhetoric. People of Bihar now have an opportunity to vote. We are all going to go out there, say our things before that. Certainly, Mr. Modi is going to be there. There was no candidate that we declared in Haryana, and we still have a chief minister there. There was no candidate, chief ministerial candidate in Maharashtra. Certainly, we have one there too. Sometimes we declare, sometimes we don't. That the parliamentary board will decide. What's the fight with that?
No, the reason I ask it's a prestige battle, and Nalin, if you can answer this question honestly, after the Delhi defeat, isn't this an important test for the BJP, how it does in Bihar? The Delhi defeat was a setback, and therefore doesn't Bihar then become all the more important? You can't say that this is just another state election. Surely you would concede it's more.
No, it is an important state. Every state is. Delhi was as important for Delhi. Bihar is very important. But then certainly again on the other side we won Haryana. We have a government and we won Maharashtra. So this is a seesaw that happens. You can't hinge the future of a government or the popularity of a leader to one particular thing. By that standard, the Congress party should wish itself away because they are consistently losing elections. But they are still a political party. They are entitled to go out there and contest, and their leadership will keep making that attempt. They will win some, they will lose some. So I don't take it as a litmus test in any way. The litmus test of the central government is in 2019. The party organization will be tested in election after election. The Prime Minister will continue to be our campaigner because he's extremely popular and he gets enormous response and traction. Now it's for the organization to be able to convert that into victory.
Pawan Verma, give me a moment because I'll get into the sort of the issues that this campaign is looking at in just a moment. I wanted to get first comments on, from everyone on the nature of the battle itself. And therefore, Ajay Kumar, let's get in on the Congress on this. I mean, the Congress, is it really even a player in Bihar? You seem to be shielding Rahul Gandhi from even conducting a campaign there. He's kind of belatedly going there after being so reluctant to.
Not at all, Nidhi. I don't, so first of all, we are a significant player there. We are fighting in 40 seats and we are fighting along with RJD, JDU as an alliance partner. And I just want to say something which is very significant. Like Pawanji correctly said, if you don't have a CM candidate, then you have a situation like Maharashtra where farmers are committing suicide. But the government of Maharashtra is in Japan doing industrial investment roadshows. So the question is, even the narrative of Bihar development, the Bharatiya Janata Party has talked development very well, but you have not seen it for the past 15 months. They keep talking development. It has become another opium for the mass as far as their attempt to fool the public. The narrative in Bihar is Mr. Nitish Kumar's government or his 10 years in this place is the CM candidate has had the fastest growth, more than the so-called Gujarat model, and the social indicators have been among the best in the country. So under Mr. Nitish Kumar's leadership, the alliance is gone. And the Grand Alliance, which we keep talking Grand Alliance, what about the other alliances there? Actually, they have been trying to get maximum grander alliance because they know that the ground is slipping. And if the reports are true, they're also looking to find a CM candidate. So the question again is inclusive development, genuine development, development of everyone together, and not development for... And last point, Nalin said on subsidy, people are giving up subsidy. Again, funny narrative, it's only 3% of the people who should have given up subsidy has given it up. Somewhere close to 19 crores. So this is the narrative of the government. 3% only have given up subsidy, but you are saying people are giving up subsidy.
I'm going to get the political responses in just a moment. I'll get our commentators in, and Bharat Bhushan first. Okay, Nitish Kumar's camp, Pawan Verma says it's not a make or break election. The BJP says it's not a litmus test. But isn't it? And who are the stakes higher for in this poll?
Well, I think the stakes are extremely high for both sides. But for Prime Minister Modi and his government, there are two things at stake. For Mr. Modi, his political authority will either be reaffirmed after this election, or it won't be, or it will be weakened. Because his momentum, the so-called Modi wave, was stopped in their wisdom by people of Delhi. Now he has to fight 13 more state elections till 2017. And these are important elections for the following reason. This government's ability to conduct legislative business would depend upon whether it can get a majority in the Rajya Sabha or not. Now, therefore, it has to win all the major state elections if during its term it wants to conduct legislative business successfully, if the Congress and the opposition continues to be obstructionist. So Modi's authority is at stake. And for the government, its ability to conduct legislative business would depend on whether it wins all the big states that are coming up. Bihar is first, then there are 5 in 2016, then and UP, 7 in 2017. And in most of them, BJP doesn't have much of a presence. UP, they'll have a chance. Gujarat, they have a chance. But if you go through the list, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Assam, they have a chance. Uttarakhand, Punjab, Kerala, Manipur, Himachal, Goa. In terms of Rajya Sabha, not very significant, some of them. And the significant states, they will have to fight very, very hard.
So you're saying the stakes are higher in a sense than
absolutely,
for Prime Minister Modi. Shekhar, do you agree with that? Do you think that that's what it is? That ultimately, this election will determine Mr. Modi's authority within his own party? I mean, of course, he's the Prime Minister and the national election is much further away.
I think two things are different. One, stakes are higher for the ruling party at the center, which is always the case, as against a regional party. But to say that this would determine Mr. Modi's authority by itself, I think is a little bit hasty. I think if the BJP loses, particularly if it doesn't lose very badly, Delhi loss
was huge.
Well, the magnitude of the loss was very significant. You don't see that happening in Bihar. So it will cause some damage, and it will cause a little diminishing of his authority, but not considerably so. On the other hand, if he wins it, then this will be in some ways this will put the clock back on the damage of Delhi. But having said that, I would disagree with Bharat. I think the way Rajya Sabha is constituted right now, even if BJP were to sweep Bihar and UP and the rest, in this term of NDA, they cannot get a majority in Rajya Sabha. It is not possible because only 1/3 retire every 2 years. It is impossible. So Mr. Modi, if he wants to conduct his legislative business,
has to reach out to the opposition.
He has to repair his relationship with the opposition. When everybody says, BJP said it, everybody says it, it's a truism, that it is for the government to make sure that parliament functions. Parliamentary democracy is all about coalition building. Coalition building doesn't just have to be for elections. Coalition building, give and take, can be for legislations. Mr. Obama is doing it with his own party's lawmakers.